Go.
Hi, so I'm going to share with you some of my favorite products for traveling with school agers, whether you're taking a family vacation this summer or if you're just traveling with kids during the summer just from different sporting events, or even if you are at a restaurant. And the three items that I'm going to share with you are items that you can keep in your purse or just keep handy in your car. So our first favorite item that we use at our house is called WizKids. And WizKids is like I said, it's a small box. You can keep it in your purse, keep it in your car. And basically there's two sides to the box. One side has categories, and then one side has letters. So for example, I pulled out a musical instrument, starts with the letter D. First person that comes up with it would get the points. So I would think of a drum, so I would get 2 points. And then you go again. So something grown-ups do starts with the letter W. Oh my gosh, wash dishes? So then I would get 7 points. Then you can also keep track of points. You can work on math skills at the same time. And I always tell the story about how I had to travel 6 hours with my older two by myself. And so for 3 of those hours, I played this with them. And it was an easy game that I could play while driving because it wasn't too much that I had to do. I could play it while driving. At the time, my oldest was in 3rd grade, so it was a great one for her to work on her vocabulary skills, but also work on her math skills. And my middle daughter was going into kindergarten, so it was a great one for her to work on those early phonics, sounding out skills. But this is also one that you can play with a child who doesn't know how to read yet, because they can think of something grown-ups do very easily, and they can also think of musical instruments. So if you have younger children in the car too, they can play also, but they just don't have to do the letter component. So that one is WizKids. Our next one is called SpeedWiz, which is also another small box you can keep in the car or in your purse. And this one, there's many different ways to play it, but we play it kind of similar to $25,000 Pyramid. So for example, this one says pizza at the top. And so what you're trying to do is, if you pulled this card out, you would read the 4 categories, and you're trying to get everybody else in the car. You're trying to get everybody else to say the first word at the top. So I'm going to give you an example. So I'm trying to get you to say the word at the top of my card. So I would say, these are things you wash, they're things you ride in, they're things you can race, or they're things in a garage. So you might be thinking of the word cars. Another way that you can play it is, the kids would pull out the card and they would look at one of the categories, and so like this category, things in a garage, but the kids would have to come up with as many things that they could think of that you can keep in a garage. They have to come up with those components themselves. So they might think, okay, lawnmower, rakes, shovels, and you're thinking, okay, what do those have in common? And you're trying to say those things, and they're trying to get you to say things in a garage. So it's a little bit harder component for you to think of. So this one is called SpeedWiz. The next game, which is one of my favorites, is called Tricky Fingers. And how Tricky Fingers works is, it comes with these 2 boxes, and then it comes with a whole stack of cards. And 2 people can play it, or you can play it individually. And what the kids do is they shake it up. That's as loud as the noise ever gets. And then they have a card. And if you'll notice on the card, there are dots, and there's white spaces. What I tell the kids is that the white ones are going to leave empty. And on here, on the bottom, they're trying to move the balls to match like the card. And the first person to get their cards, their box to look like the card, is the winner. Now, you're probably looking at this thinking, oh, that is so simple. Well, to be honest, this is called Tricky Fingers for a reason. It is not as easy as you think. It is quite tricky, and it takes a lot of practice and a lot of skill to get pretty good at this. And I actually recommend this one for occupational therapists, for improving handwriting skills. It really, really works those fingertip skills. It's a great one for problem solving, for just for that complex thinking skills. Great one for the car. It's also one you can keep on the coffee table. I know people that keep it on the coffee table and race at commercials. But just fun for the car, fun for racing dad, because dads always think that they can be the winner. So these are my top 3 favorites for school agers for the traveling for the summer. So hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.